Good morning everyone. Today we are going to solve the questions of exercise 6.2. I will solve some questions here and then I will give some homework also. Now see, question number 3 is given that in figure if LM parallel to CB, the first case is given here that LM parallel to CB and the next one is given LN parallel to CD. LN parallel to CD. So what you have to prove that it is a given part. You have to prove AM upon AB and AN upon AD. AM upon AB and AN upon AD, that you have to prove on this. These are the writers. So we are going to use theorem 6.1 probably to solve this question. So write here solution. Always write solution when you are solving the writer. You will write here in the given figure let's consider the first case, that is LM parallel to BC. Now LM parallel to BC is given. Okay, so using theorem 6.1 what we can write here? We can write AM upon AB. What I will write? AM upon AB is equal to, I will write AL upon AC. AL upon AC. The reason is theorem 6.1, or you can write using DPT. Give it number 1. Then second condition is LN parallel to CD. So what I will write here? Since LN is also parallel to CD, LN parallel to CD. So one more thing, if you are writing LN parallel to BC, if possible write down that particular triangle also. You write here in triangle ABC and here you write in triangle ADC. Now apply theorem 6.1, you will get that AL upon AC, okay, AL upon AC is equal to, you will write here AN upon AD. So AN upon AD. Again it is what? Theorem 6.1 and equation number 2. Now what you can get from 1 and 2, that is if the ratio of AM upon AB, the ratio of AM upon AB is equal to AL upon AC, as well as ratio of AN upon AD is equal to AL upon AC. It means that AL upon AC is common ratio for both the parallel conditions. So we can write that from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, that is AM upon AB is equal to AL upon AC is equal to AN upon AD. So this is a common ratio, therefore we can write AM upon AB is equal to AN upon AD, right? So this is what our requirement. Clear? So by this way, using simple form of theorem 6.1, we can prove the given requirement. Clear? So this is what about question number 3. Now on the same pattern we are solving question number 4 now. See question number 4. I will sketch a diagram here. A very little bit typical diagram is given. A triangle is given. Triangle is what? ABC. A, B, C. Now E is the point on BC and here it is D is the point on AB. Now you can see D is parallel to AC given, and another point is what? F. Now DF is parallel to AE and D is parallel to AC. You can see clearly DF is parallel to AE and D is parallel to AC. Now in question also we are given solution. We are given that D is parallel to AC and DF parallel to AE. What is to prove that? We have to prove it is a given part. We have to prove BF upon FE. You can see here BF upon FE is equal to BE upon EC. BE upon EC. Now BE upon EC. Let's follow the condition of parallelity of the theorem, and using the same method we are going to solve this question also. Okay, now always we have to check out that from which triangle we will get the condition of BF upon FE and the condition of BE upon EC. So first, if I am selecting a triangle ABE, can you see clearly? ABE. To write solution, in solution you will write down in triangle ABE. You can refer textbook diagram also. Okay, ABE. In ABE, our condition will satisfy that DF is parallel to AE. I will write here DF is parallel to AE. So if DF is parallel to AE, what I can write here? I will write BF upon FE. BF upon FE is equal to BD upon DA. Clear? BF upon FE is equal to BD upon DA. Reason, it is theorem 6.1, equation number 1. Okay, now another condition is given as D is parallel to AC. So we are going to select the whole triangle. Now in triangle ABC, you can see here triangle ABC. Now what is the parallel condition here? D is parallel to AC. D is parallel to AC. So what I will write here? I will write BE upon EC. What I will write? Now forget about this DF. We are considering DAE parallel to AC, so we have to consider only BE and AC. I am hiding here F, so I will write B upon AC is equal to BD upon AD. Okay, again it is what? Theorem 6.2 and equation number 2. Now as usual, I got the common ratio BD upon AD and BD upon AD as what I did in question number 3. Sorry. So from 1 and 2, what I will write that the ratio of BF upon FE is equal to BD upon AD is equal to B upon EC, or therefore I can write BF upon BF upon FE is equal to B upon EC. Clear? So this is what our requirement. So that is what question number 4. Now let's solve question number 5. In figure 6.20, you can refer figure 6.20. It is given as P, Q, R, and E and F are the 2 points on the triangle, as well as another point is taken as PO in such a way that QO is joined here as well as OR is joined. Now producing a point D on PO in such a way that ED parallel to QO and DF parallel to OR. So write down the given. given that in triangle PQR, okay, we have D parallel to OQ, D parallel to OQ, and DF parallel to OR. You can see clearly here D parallel to OQ and DF parallel to OR. Now, what is our requirement here? We have to prove that EF parallel to Q. We have to prove that EF is parallel to QR. Now, let's start the solution. Now, we cannot go for a very complex diagram. Okay, we'll start our solution that in the given figure, the first condition is this D. It is what D? D is parallel to OQ in triangle POQ. So I will write here PE upon EQ is equal to PD upon DO. I will write as theorem 6.1, equation number 1. Now similarly I will write what DF parallel to OR in triangle POR. So what I will write now? Therefore PD upon DO is equal to PF upon FR, theorem 6.1, equation number 2. What I will get from 1 and 2? I got PD upon DO common. So I will write directly here from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2. We can write P upon EQ is equal to PD upon DO is equal to PF upon FR or P upon EQ is equal to PF upon FR. Give it number 3. But what we need to prove? We have to prove that EF is parallel to QR. So I will select in triangle PQR. What is the ratio given? Since PE upon EQ is equal to PF upon FR. So we will just go for the converse of theorem 6.1. That is, if the sides are given in the ratio, then we can say that EF is parallel to QR. Why? Converse of theorem 6.1, or if you don't write like converge of theorem 6.1, you can write directly theorem 6.2, and this is what we proved. Clear? So this is question number 6. Now 5, sorry, I am giving you question number 6 an assignment. Let's solve question number 7. Question number 6, homework. Follow the same procedure. Now question number 7. In question number 7, what is requirement that using question number 7, sorry, using theorem 6.1, prove that a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the other side bisects the third side. Midpoint theorem, okay, as well as theorem 6.1. What is the statement? That in the given triangle, suppose a triangle ABC is given, A, B, C. So if a line is drawn, if E is the midpoint of AB, it is parallel to BC, and what you to prove that if E is the midpoint of AB, it is also bisecting AC at point F. So if E is parallel to BC, So according to the condition of parallelity of a line, that whatever the points lies on the line, parallel line, they will all remain parallel to a given side. Means if E is the midpoint of AB, then we have to prove that F is also the midpoint of AC. That is what E is bisecting AC. Clear? That is what our requirement. Our requirement is if E is the midpoint of AB, then F is also the midpoint of what? AC. Clear? That we have to prove. So for that, we will write down in triangle ABC. Now I am going for the solution. In triangle ABC, we will write that E is the midpoint of AB. E is the midpoint of AB, and EF is parallel to what? EF is parallel to BC. We have to prove that F is also midpoint of AC. That we have to prove. So we will write now, since AE upon EB is equal to AF upon FC. Why it is? Because theorem 6.1, git number 1. Now we are not saying that F is the midpoint of AC, but here we are using what? Theorem 6.1, because if EF is parallel to BC, then we can write AE upon EB is equal to AF upon FC. Clear? Now then I will write, according to midpoint theorem, AE upon EB is equal to what? The ratio will be 1 by 1. Why? Because it is midpoint, since AE is equal to what? EB. Now what will happen? If I will put this ratio here on 1, so I will write therefore 1 by 1 is equal to AF upon FC, or I can write here AF is equal to FC. So what I will get? AF is equal to FC means F will become the midpoint. So I will write therefore F is midpoint of AC, and hence proved. Clear? So by this way we have proved that if E is the midpoint of AB, then F is also midpoint of AC. So dear student, the remaining questions I will do in next segment. Okay? And question number 6 will be your assignment.